So what's up guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I'll be doing a benchmark test of VALHEIM on a GTX 1050Ti with Ryzen 5 3600X PC. Now I think a lot of people do indeed have this kind of bottlenecking PCs. So in this video you guys will be able to see the FPS that you might get and if you guys should buy it or not. And I hope this video helps, and if it helps then please subscribe, it will mean a lot to me. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. So first of all, to begin with, here we are in a clean meadows biome. Now as you guys can see, my FPS is going around 55 to 60 FPS. Now it's not that stable to be honest, but it is actually quite good in my opinion. Now here's the settings that I'm using. It's a mix between medium to high settings. Now I'm making the video when the game is still in early access. Now a lot of things will be added in the game and I hope a lot of optimizations will be made in the game. So I hope the performance will get better or worse, I don't know, but currently this is the performance that you guys might get. So in a clean meadows biome, I was able to get around 55 to 60 FPS, which was quite good. Now if I go to the jungle area a little more, you guys will see that the FPS doesn't drop by that much. The FPS is still 55 to 60. So which is quite good in my opinion. Now to give you guys a more FPS idea, I'll be doing a boss fight. So you guys will get a better idea of how it will perform on a action packed situation. So if I go to the Black Forest now, you guys will see that the FPS is still around 60 FPS, which is quite impressive to be honest, because in the Black Forest there are a lot of enemies and a lot of trees and stuff like that, and in the swamp area the FPS was around 50 FPS. I'm sorry I didn't go there for this video, and to be honest the FPS was quite playable and I really liked it. Now let's go to the boss battle. Now also, when I go into my home, the FPS actually drops a little bit. So as you guys can see, I am currently in my home and obviously I'm not the best builder, I just followed a YouTube tutorial. But as you guys can see, the FPS is around 45 to 40 FPS. So I mean, when there are a lot of stuffs like chests, fires and campfires and stuff like that, and the FPS actually kind of drops, so that actually does matter, but I think that doesn't make much difference. Like the FPS is still over 40 and I think that's impressive. So now let's do the boss battle and you guys can see the FPS for yourself. So yeah. And also for some reason my MSI Afterburner was not showing the 1% low or 0.1% low. But if I have to say so myself, the 1% lows were somewhere around 15 to 18 FPS and 0.1% lows were somewhere around 5 to 7 FPS. So this is how Vulkan performs on a mid to high settings. Now let's go to DirectX. So as you guys can see, we are running on DirectX API right now. I think it's DirectX, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So as you guys can see, we're on DirectX API right now, and the FPS is somewhere around 50 again. You do see a 5 to 7 FPS drop if I place them side by side, but still I think it's good. Now if I'm in my home, the FPS actually goes around 35 to 40 FPS. So you guys are still seeing the 5 to 7 FPS drop in DirectX or DirectX, whatever. So now let's do the boss battle in DirectX and you guys can see the performance yourself. So overall you guys can say that the game does actually hold everything quite well in medium to high settings. The FPS didn't drop below 40 FPS in the boss battle in both the APIs, which I think is great, and I was getting around same FPS like, so you guys will actually get around 50 FPS on average, and it won't drop below 40 in most cases unless it's a huge stutter or like some other big reason. Now let's go to the lowest graphics settings. Now as you guys can see, we're on lowest graphic settings on DirectX. Now on DirectX I don't see much of a FPS difference. The FPS feels quite similar to me, but still the graphics is bad, the render distance is bad, so I'm really not a big fan of it right here. Now let's go to the lowest graphic settings on VALHEIM API. And as you guys can see, I'm getting around 70 FPS, which is actually quite impressive in my opinion. I mean, like, still I don't think it's worth it to lose the graphics, because as you guys can see, the render distance becomes very low, and I think the graphics does actually help in the gaming experience. So well, I don't think it's worth it to go to the lowest graphic settings unless you are on a really low end PC. So well, the game does actually handle quite well in this PC, and I was getting over 40 FPS, which is quite good. So well, this was it for today, and if you guys want to buy the game, then well, you guys can go ahead and buy it if you have a PC like this. And well, this was it for today, and I'll make a low end benchmark soon. So well, I'll see you guys in the next video.